Right now, they are continuing to question potential jurors in day 4 of jury selection in the Pinellas County courtroom. And of course, this could stretch into the night just today, but we also have learned a lot about the defense strategy. Remember, Local 6 News at 7 will be your place for comprehensive coverage throughout this trial. Local 6's Tony Pipitone is live in Clearwater. We also have legal analyst Mark NeJame here with us today. So, Tony, you know, the judge was a little ambitious today. He thought he was going to get 3 per hour, and it ended up being, what, 4, and it's 7:16?
Yeah, kind of like 3.5 right now. There's one more waiting in the wing, so they're not going to work too late tonight, but the judge says tomorrow he's going to come back and crack the whip on these attorneys, put them on the clock, and make sure they get through as many as they can.
And so, Tony, you had a question. We were talking about the jury pool in general, and it does seem like they're going to have more than 20 because there are these strikes and then possible back strikes as well.
Yeah, each side is allowed to strike 10 jurors for almost any reason, and they do their final strikes at the end of the process when the judge says, okay, I think we have enough, say 30 or 35. We don't know what the magic number is. That's up to the judge. But that magic number is important because that tells you how long we're going to have to be here. If they can only get 4 or 5 today, you know, it could be another, who knows, 3 or 4 days. But the judge is confident he'll be on a bus back to Orlando by Saturday.
So, Mark, what would that magic number, you think, be in this case?
I would say it's a multiple of 20s. You've got the 10 for each one, but then you've got to end up with a jury pool, a jury of 20 people, because you have to have 12 jurors and 8 alternates. And then you're forgetting about the fact that you've got to have cause objections, and that's for a prejudice. So that hasn't even been gotten into. So the preemptory are for any reason, and then you've got some legitimate issues, particularly on such a high-profile case, where you might have cause objections. So I think you need to have 50, 60, or substantially more than that in order to get there.
So are we going to be here on Tuesday or not?
Oh, I think we're going to be here way past Tuesday.
Okay.
Tuesday is if you work Saturdays, Sundays, maybe till midnight. I don't see how it's going to happen.
Tony, were you pretty shocked today when the defense started talking about the possible mitigating factors that they would call for?
No, I wouldn't say shocked. Ann Fennell, who's an experienced death penalty attorney, wanted to question each of these jurors specifically about how they would react to that as a mitigating factor. Of course, if mitigators outweigh aggravators, then a death penalty can't stand. But when I heard sexual abuse, I mean, we've known it's been rumored, emotional abuse, the dysfunction of the family. They said they are going to bring that out if this goes to a death penalty phase, and I wonder if Mark thinks it's going to come out in the guilt or innocence phase, if it could.
I think that there's a much greater and a much bigger reason for that. I think it's amazing how the universe kind of put it in order with that juror yesterday who was part of the Texas EquiSearch team, and in fact ended up, it wasn't about the Texas EquiSearch issue. She was on tape in the Anthony's front lawn. It looks clearly to me that the defense is going to claim that the reason Casey has lied throughout is because she was in fear. Unfounded to most of us, but the reality is that'll be their defense.
So you think they're really going to focus on George Anthony, and you think that they're going to say that she lied about her daughter because she was scared of her family?
I think they've got no defenses left, and I think that's where they're cornering themselves into. I think that that's one reason they didn't want him in the courtroom. I think it's, you take a look at who they put on the witness list, that being the defense, this lady who was in a confrontation. There's 4,000 witnesses out there. Searches, excuse me, 4,000. Why this person who was on their lawn?
Who says she was never near where the body was found either.
So you follow the breadcrumbs, and it's going to tell you where they're going. And when you look at the questions that they asked the jurors today, it's telling you the defense. I think she's going to take the stand. I think they're going to go ahead and claim that the child, sadly, she died accidentally, is what they're going to claim, and why Casey has lied throughout because of whatever purported fear they're going to claim that she had.
So, Tony, it does point to the fact that something you also believe, that you think Casey will take the stand.
I have said that because they have to offer an alternative theory. It's a purely circumstantial case. Except now for that chloroform ruling, and that could change this whole accidental idea. I mean, how can you explain away the search for the chloroform and what the judge is going to allow someone to testify to, which are these high levels of chloroform in the trunk? That could really deflate the accident theory.
As unfounded and as baseless as it would be to suggest that George Anthony was in any way had anything to do with this, the fact of the matter is they have to come up with a claim as to why she lied throughout. She doesn't take the stand, she's got more trouble than she does.
All right, we're out of time. Remember, they only need reasonable doubt, right, guys? All right, that's it for us right now.